Hey, I'm here.
Yo,
Welcome. This is the first review with my brother,
watch the menu.
Alex. The
I
first video he's in. Pretty
I,
cool, right?
I watched the menu.
Yep, we sure did. We saw the menu. And I've seen a few movies with him this year, but he wasn't in the reviews. I've seen mostly horror movies with you this year.
Yeah, I thought this was definitely the best horror movie out of all of my
We
seen.
saw Don't Worry Darling, we saw Pearl, and we saw Bodies, Bodies, Bodies Together. This was honestly the best horror movie out of all of those.
Yeah, by a large scale.
Yeah, this is not only is it a good horror movie, but I'm being serious, like this is the funniest movie I've seen all year.
It's really funny.
This movie is if you don't know, it's about this couple and they go to a retreat of some sort where they go to a restaurant that's like one of those fancy restaurants that tells a story with their food, and
And it's just
it gets out of hand.
it's pretty out of hand.
um
But it does it in a way where it's so funny because all the characters. Well, it's really hard to explain what happens.
We'll get into spoilers in a little bit, but for now, the movie's structured in a way where like every scene is like a new course. Like the movie starts with course one and it keeps going, right? And every time, like throughout this whole movie, I was just like, I cannot fucking wait to see what the next course is. Like
Yeah.
I was so, because I know it's gonna be something insane. Some of the courses are just hilarious and a great like satire on like foodies, and some of them are just like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like some of them aren't funny at all. You're just like, oh shit. But Ray Fiennes in this movie, who plays the main chef, he is really scary, but he is so funny.
Yeah.
He takes his job so seriously.
He sticks to his character. All the chefs really.
Yeah.
They're all so committed, and it's really funny to watch them because they're doing such absurd stuff, but like it would make sense from their own beliefs, but it's really funny because no one would think this way.
And seeing not only that, but seeing the reactions of the people, because the people that are here in the restaurant are a bunch of like rich, pompous assholes who take food like, yes, this is a commentary on the socio-political economics of our. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is food, you know what I mean? And it's so funny seeing their reactions, like, you know what I mean? And the performances are great, like we mentioned. Ray Fiennes is awesome.
In all the other horror movies, there were some bad actors, but this one, there wasn't really one that brought the movie down. They were all really good.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy is the main character, and Anya Taylor-Joy is Anya Taylor-Joy. She's great in every movie she's in. She's a great like lead. And Nicholas Hoult plays her boyfriend, and he is so funny
He's
too.
really funny too.
He is hilarious. And not only is this movie so funny, but like I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yeah, it never gets boring. You always feel engaged because the movie's doing such absurd stuff that you would obviously never see going to like one of these fancy restaurants. And so you're like, all right, well that just happened, but then they go so fast to the next course but it's not like,
Yeah.
it's all consistent. It's all like going through, and the courses are just so funny.
Like this is like one of the best horror comedies I've ever seen. It's like it's like I said, it's very intense. Like I guarantee you you will not be able to predict where this movie goes. Like every scene is just insane. You can't even predict like what's gonna happen by the end of this course. Like what's gonna happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We saw this in a packed theater, and like it was one of the most fun things ever because
It was really funny.
they were laughing, and they were engaged, and the characters are like all super memorable and unique. Like there's this one guy who's an actor, and there's this one guy who's like clearly cheating on his wife. You know, it's funny. And then there's these three assholes who are just there. I don't even know why they're there. Like
Yeah, every they separate into groups, and they're all like they're really unique to like what they are.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're all doing their own thing. It's really funny because you get different reactions to these absurd things that happen.
Yeah, and every time they introduce a new course, they have like words on the screen explaining what it is and the ingredients. Pay attention to those because those are some of the biggest laughs of the movie, especially later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. Man, I just loved this movie. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was riveting. I thought the characters were well written. This might be the most well written movie I've seen all year.
It's really good. I thought it was gonna drop off at the end because like there's so much creative stuff happening. Like okay, I think it's gonna like probably die down a little with all this shenanigans, and then it gets better.
I was hoping I really hope this movie ends in the most like fucking batshit way, and It does.
Yeah, it does.
So you won't be underwhelmed. Yeah, it's a satisfying ending, and it I don't really have any issues with it. I guess I will say the pacing in like the first half is a little faster than the second half, but that's not. I'm trying to find a negative, but I can't find anything.
Yeah.
It's just a really great movie. It's so like it's the most fun I've had in a theater all year.
Because I think it doesn't deviate from what it's trying to be. It's just like they're on a boat and crazy stuff is happening.
Yeah, most of the movie takes place in one room.
It's one room.
And that sounds boring, but no, man, it's like
because they're introducing all this new cool stuff to the room.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. Yeah, they changed settings like 3 times in the movie, but it's just fun.
And it's like I said, the movie genuinely like does get pretty disturbing. Like there were scenes, like I said, that are not funny at all. You're just like, Jesus, that's so fucked up.
And you feel the reactions of the
Yeah.
customers as well, but then they're treated to like the most goofy thing ever.
You know what? I think a great thing about this movie is that you feel like you're one of the customers because like the reactions that they have, you're probably gonna have too. You know what I mean?
These chefs aren't normal. Like,
no, man.
No one would ever act like that. So as the audience, it's really funny.
Yeah. So many twists and turns. The pacing is fast as hell.
Yeah, the pacing is fast. I don't think I've ever like.
No, it never gets boring, never gets slow, but it never feels rushed. And like I said, the main chef character played by Ray Fiennes he's a great character. Like the more you learn about him, the funnier he gets. Like once I don't want to spoil it, but like you learn more about him as the movie goes on, and by the end you're like, this is so fucking hilarious. Like this entire concept.
Yeah.
I can't praise this movie enough. This is one of my favorites of the year, to be honest with you.
It's really good.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I don't really have any big issues with it. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sure there are negatives, but I can't think of any right now. As of right now, I love this movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was really good too. It's so funny. That's like the high point of this movie.
Watch this movie with friends. You will have the time of your life. You will be like, are you seeing this shit right now? Like we were watching it together, and even though we were kind of separated because it was packed, so we had to get like kind of separate seats. I was like, I can't fucking wait to hear what Alex was thinking during this movie.
It throws so much because it knows when to be funny too. It doesn't throw it at like the disturbing scenes.
Yeah, and there's some scenes that are just both. They're just disturbing and funny at the same time. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I thought this movie was great. I think it's one of the best movies I've seen this year. Final thoughts, Alex, out of 10?
It's like a 10 because there's really nothing that's bad to say about it, and I can't really explain anything because everything you say feels like a spoiler because like everything that happens is so crazy and absurd that you feel like it's a main event.
Yeah, it's a great satire. It's a great horror movie. It's a great comedy. It does a lot. I'm gonna give it a 9. I would definitely watch it again. This was better than that Don't Worry Darling crap.
Yeah, I thought it was better. It was just executed better is another thing.
All right, well, that's the menu. Thanks for watching. The next review will probably be Strange World.
It's gonna suck.
That's gonna suck. See you later.